I am a Longford Trust mentee, and we get the monthly bulletins, and I always check the monthly bulletins just to see what's going on, what's on offer, etc., what's out there. And then I came across the internship for summer role with CJA. It was suggested also by someone at the Longford Trust that I should go for it. And then when I did end up applying and sending it over, I was too late. So I was just like, for that summer role. And then I was told, okay, do you know what? There might be some opportunities later. And then when I found out that there was an opportunity working solely around like female establishments and how female equalities have been treated, I thought, yeah, this is right up my street. Maybe, you know, the saying that you miss out on something is for a reason, because something better is coming around the corner. And that's what I felt. And that's why I've said, okay, let me not, once I saw the actual, what I'll be interning in and what I'll be helping out with, I said, yeah, let me go for it. I worked on two programs mainly. So the first was the IMB, which is an abbreviation for the Independent Monitoring Board. And we looked at the experiences of females, BAME, so Black, Asian, and minority ethnic females within the criminal justice sector, so in prison. So we was working on survey work, so creating a survey to go in to actually get ground information on females, especially because of COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, I'm assuming that we would be able to go in and sit down and have focus groups with them. I also worked on a project with ICFA. I worked on work with for the equalities of individuals within custody suites, but mainly focusing on female treatment also. I've enjoyed the knowledge that I've gained. I am someone who likes to learn, and I found out so much about little things that are out there that I didn't know was available and available to the public eye, such as reports from past policing stations, information, also organizations. There was a lot of organizations that I'd never heard of before. So just getting my head around things to do with the criminal justice sector in general. And I thought there's no other better organization to do that with than the Criminal Justice Alliance. One, because of all their partners and all their trustees, etc., who work within the criminal justice sector. And I know that that's the work that I want to do. So I really enjoyed gaining knowledge around that area, if that makes sense. Email writing is a big skill that I picked up. You could say like line manager Amar Ali was amazing with just helping me out with picking up at the fact that yes, I may feel like I write an understandable email. However, does it come across as professional, and does it make sense? And I think one thing of having dyslexia, that was one thing that I really wanted to work on. So that really was helpful. It was a skill that I picked up. Also, articulating my words when writing. The CJA have a like glossary, you could say, of like how to write, and that really helped me in terms of being brief, being to the point, and not having long sentences. And I find myself waffling a lot, so I kind of articulate myself better through writing and through reading all the reports that I did and through helping out, especially with survey questions. And along that point would be broadening my survey skills. So it's like shortening your surveys, but yet still trying to get the most you can out of the surveys, if that makes sense. So I really learned a lot in terms of survey writing, which is going to help me with my dissertation, because when I need to go into now, if I'm creating surveys for my participants, it broadened my view on writing surveys. So that's another skill I learned, actually, funny enough, making that. So the focus group, it was creating questions for a focus group, because you can really get a lot and a little out of people, if that makes sense. So you have to ask the right questions. You have to ask the right questions to get people to speak, especially on a sensitive matter. And what we done our focus group was all about the treatment, equality treatment, and understanding of IMB within prisons for Black, Asian, and minority ethnic females. And that is a sensitive topic. You could get some people speaking on personal experiences, and it was just trying to get the most out of what we can, as well as treading lightly, because you want to be sensitive to their needs, however you want to get what you need to get out. So wording in that kind of sense And that's something that I really enjoyed, because I was allowed to lead on that focus group. So it made me feel, one, like I was doing something, but two, it made me feel like, okay, cool. So Victoria, it gave me confidence, if that made sense. It gave me confidence. And one thing that I really wanted to do, and I set out as making it a point, and I spoke with Nina and Amal about this in the beginning of my internship, was just to get my name out there, speak with organizations, and know a lot more about organizations within the criminal justice sector. And Nina was amazing at introducing me to the director of Hibiscus Marchu, who was having a roundtable event with MP Lynn Brown. And I was able to speak. I was very nervous beforehand, I would admit, but Nina and Amal helped me and encouraged me, just to let me know that, do you know what, my expertise is my life experience, and that's what I'm going to speak about. And I shouldn't feel nervous about speaking about that or feel like I'm going to stumble. And I really feel like the push to do the round table event, which was all focused around Black, Asian and minority ethnic women and their experiences within the criminal justice sector, as well as how they got involved in the justice sector. And yeah, and I was able to just speak with Lynn Brown and really just articulate myself in a way of speaking to her about how my past had got me into the position that I was in at the time of being incarcerated, as well as who I am now as a person and what I do. And that was a very proud moment of mine, and something that I will definitely hold on and be adding on to my CV, thanks to Nina and the team. Apart from writing, like I explained earlier, I think it was, like I just touched on briefly, was about speaking. I really felt like within the criminal justice sector, I was an amateur, and I'd probably walk into meetings and make myself out sound stupid. And I think being involved in the Criminal Justice Alliance, with even the work that I do outside of the Criminal Justice Alliance, they can see a massive change in me, that I talk with confidence now, because that's something that was drilled into me, that my own experience is something that I stand by, and is my qualification to speak on what I speak on, because that's what I do, mainly speak on my lived experience and my experiences growing up with the criminal justice sector, as well as social services. And I think being a part of meetings and being pushed to speak, being pushed to host and lead in the focus group, being pushed to actually, I didn't feel like just an intern. I felt like part of the team. Even though an intern is part of the team, I didn't feel like I'm only going to be here for 3 months. That's even why it's shocking that it's gone so quick, because it was literally like, you're part of the team from the first day that you get involved. So you're going to do things that the team do. And I think that really helped me in terms of my confidence, and it's encouraged me, and it's really changed my mindset about how I'll go on and speak more now. Like, I speak with confidence more so than I did before. If there's someone that I could speak with, it would be, and speak to them about everything that I've learned. It would probably be someone like Rashford. He definitely stands for the community and stands for the society in a whole, and the welfare of young people. And something that I've realized is, especially is working with the CJA, is the double disadvantages that some people face. So being female and being a Black, Asian and minority ethnic female is a double disadvantage growing up, especially if you come from a background of poverty and you come from a background where you haven't had the best upbringing. And I feel like someone like him to be aware of actually what's going on, because not everyone knows what is going on out. And I'm sure he would try to push forward, and it's just to speak about like my passion, his passion, and seeing how you can merge that together, because my passion, as the CJA know, is working with people before they get into trauma, so from a young age. So working with people before, because I always say no one doesn't grow up and decide that they're going to go to prison. There must have been something that has happened to a lot of women and a lot of males that push them to commit criminal activity. So it's working with young people and speaking to, so basically his stance of working with the young and my stance of working with the older. So he's worked with the past, I'm working with the future, and merging it together. So how do we merge that insight that we both have together and make better for growing up in general?